In the morning, Robert, Gordon, Orr, and here comes the big M and David Keon. Yeah, you can just sit in, gentlemen. There's no... And Don, you stay. You can join in on this. Okay, you go at the far end. Frank will put you right here, please. Thank you for joining us. David, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, we'll put you there. This is amazing. Frank Mahovlich played in 15 consecutive All-Star games. I was telling the viewer that Grandma Mary, Wayne Gretzky's grandmother, loved you. You know why I think, Frank? Because, and I've never asked you this, but in 1957, Hockey Night in Canada,
right.
You know how Don Cherry's big deal in the first intermission now? That year, Hockey Night in Canada profiled you. They filmed you doing everything, and every first intermission was on Hockey Night in Canada, the life of Frank Mahovlich, the tall, handsome guy from Timmins. And that's why she loved you. Yeah. You remember them? That's a long time ago, but doing
that was great. Oh, I remember those days. Yeah, it was great. And, yeah, we had Howie Meeker was my first coach when I was in Toronto, and we played, and it was great. It was great fun, and we had a good team. And David came along when we started winning Stanley Cups, and it was just wonderful. We had a wonderful career there.
David, welcome. It's been an exciting year for you too. The greatest leaf, and so many honors have come both your way. Have you had? We were in Timmins when they brought the banner back from Air Canada Centre to Timmins. Have they done yours in Noranda?
We went to, a couple of weeks later, we went to Noranda and hung it in Noranda.
Special? Did it feel great?
Oh, yeah, it was exciting.
Because that's little, right? That's, David, the thing that's neat about this weekend is you all came from these lovely, humble roots. And here you are, you know, the Elite 100, the who's who of hockey. Just a thought on home and when you made it. You know, you come in, you win the Calder, you're a success immediately in this big National Hockey League. But who did you look around and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm playing in the league with so-and-so?
Well, I couldn't believe I was playing with Red. In junior, I had played a few times with Frank, and I was playing with Duffy, who was one of my heroes when I was growing up. And who else was it? And Timmy was playing too, Tim Horton. So it was, I remember my first game, we played in Montreal, and I think a punch put me out about the 10-minute mark of the first period, and I was facing off against Belleville. And he was kind of looked down and was wondering, what is this? So that was very exciting.
Do you remember at training camp what I said to you when we were scrimmaging together?
I do. You said if you hit me, they'd send you somewhere that you wouldn't be playing hockey.
Yeah, and you know what happened is I hit Ellis and he kicked me off the ice. But you know, you were a great friend when we were at the training camp. You're good. God love him, was Jerry Eamon. Eh? He was one of your best friends.
Jerry Eamon was a great friend of mine, and you know, he was a great hockey player. And I enjoyed spending time with him. And we used to go to the was it the Air Force Club?
No, the RCAF Club, yeah. And I used to sit in the kitchen. You guys used to sit in the living room, but that's all right. But he was a great friend of yours, and that's how I got to know you, because Jerry was a good friend of mine too.
And he was a great friend of Frank's. So
yeah,
they played together.
Yeah, Jerry played with me. Scored 6 goals in a series against Boston one year.
And
in one series.
And we were so happy in Rochester he was playing with you, I'll tell you.
That's right. Yeah, he played with me for a number of years with Billy Harris. They call it the hem line.
Hinky, yeah.
Yeah, oh, that was a great line. But I wanted to mention that when I was a young boy, at 10 years old, I went down to the rink one summer, and who was down there but Les Costello and Bill Barilko.
Oh.
They were on the ice by themselves with a Toronto Maple Leafs uniform, and that was 1948 when the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup. They sent their uniforms up, and they were practicing. But Billy Barilko played down here in Hollywood.
That's right.
In 1945.
Yeah, the Wolves, I think they were called. The Wolves,
I don't know what that was, but there was some kind of a league down here, and that's where he got his start. Was down here in Hollywood.
He was a good-looking guy too, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. He was a.
And another thing I learned when we were up at the McIntyre Arena in Timmins, Frank's rink, J.P. Bickle, the Bickle Cup, which you both won, as you know, he was the guy that gave Jack Kent Cook the money to buy the radio station in Toronto, CKEY.
That's right.
And then he ends up coming down here, and the rest is history. That's J.P. Bickle of Timmins. Wish we could go on for 100 years, but we got Dick Irvin and Bob Cole. Not bad too to hear some of their stories. David Amber had a chance to catch up with two of the Hockey Night in Canada icons.